Okay, so before you guys go into the reverse outline exercise, I want to spend a couple minutes kind of explaining why we use the reverse outline and how it can help with your writing process. So, many of you guys are familiar with writing an outline, and that way you get like an idea of how you want to structure your argument or your discussion and the ideas that you want to cover in the supporting paragraphs and examples and resources, etc., and so forth. But what a reverse outline does is it closely examines the draft after it has been written. So, what you're going to do for this exercise is that in the following pages, there are a couple of handouts that are going to describe, some of the key features of the reverse outline and what to expect. And then a handout that will help guide your own reverse outline before describing the experience in this week's journal. So, what I want you guys to do for the reverse outline is to look over your draft and I want you to pull out what you believe is your thesis. And you're going to plug that into that handout. And then for each of the following supporting paragraphs, in as few words as possible, you're going to have to identify the topic sentence of that supporting paragraph. And then just briefly, in as few words as possible, describe the function of that supporting paragraph. And then you move on to the next one. This exercise, when you're summarizing each one of these supporting paragraphs, is meant to be a very quick exercise. You're doing this very quickly. So, in about 10 to 15 words, you're trying to condense a summary of what is going on for each of these supporting paragraphs. Once you're done doing that, that's when you can go back and examine each of these topic sentences for the supporting paragraph and your summary of the supporting paragraph. And then you need to describe in as few words as possible, same thing that you did when you were summarizing paragraphs. You need to explain how it relates to and supports your thesis that you're making. And you're going to do that very quickly. You're not going to focus like totally on there, like, trying to fix the supporting paragraphs. You're really quickly going through the draft. So, on one section, you're going to identify the topic sentences of the supporting paragraph and then summarizing the function of that supporting paragraph in as few words as possible. And then the next part of the exercise is looking at what you wrote and then explaining how that supporting paragraph functions in the overall argument as well as how it relates back to your thesis. Hopefully, when you're done, kind of doing this reverse outline, by the end, you should be able to sit there and examine your draft. And it's not a cure for the issues that are going on in the draft, but it can help us very quickly identify problem areas that need either further development or the ideas are unclear and need some more explanation or the idea is not working for the thesis anymore. This is supposed to help us identify very quickly the problem areas in our draft. So, hopefully, this all makes sense. There's a couple of pages in the following or in this week's module that will hopefully explain everything clearer in tandem with this video. So hopefully it all makes sense. I know it's a little bit confusing and it's a little bit overwhelming, but please take your time. And if you have any questions, please feel free to email me. And happy reverse outlining. And I hope that you gain some important skills from this exercise. So, all right, that's it.